Hey, what's up you shiny people? Hope you're having a good day or night and welcome to Entitled Parents number 2. Anyways, without hesitation, let's get into the first story. Little jerk is picking on my cousin. Okay, so this happened yesterday and I'm peeved. So my cousin and her family are seasonal at the campground, meaning they keep their trailer at that campground all summer, and they can just go anytime they want. So here's the cast. MC is my cousin, Ma is my aunt, EP is entitled parent, Ek1 is entitled kid 1, boy, Ek2 is entitled kid 2, girl, LK is a little kid who isn't really entitled, boy. So my cousin was on one of those tilt-a-whirls, one of those things you grab onto the bars and then run then jump on. So while she does this she gets on, but then after a bit, Ek1 comes along and this is how it goes. Ek1 jumps on and falls. Ek2 runs to tell their mom he got hurt. EP, will you push my kid off? MC, I didn't, he tried to jump on and fell off. EP, you are lying, I know you pushed my baby off the spinny thing, you fatty. My cousin is a bit overweight for her age but not very fat. EP, go home fatty. My cousin goes back to the trailer so she doesn't get insulted anymore. She tells my aunt and my aunt goes down to chew her out. At what she said she didn't tell me. And that's it, no arrest and no harassment charges, which is crazy. That's the first story. At first, it seemed kinda mean and I didn't think I was gonna do this story, then the poster subscribed so or that I paid them back, smiley I go follow. Mub 23,075. Yeah, that's the first story and I'll see you on the next. Alright, time for story 2. If you let my son play with you then why is he crying? This is only a short story that came into my head and thought about this. Minor but helpful backstory, I was with my friend and his sister when they decided to visit their nan and play with their friends around her house. Main story, so me, and my friend, F, his sister, F's, two friends, FF, plus 2, and their other friend, Ek, were deciding on a game to play, and when we decided Ek didn't like the game and when we said that we all took a vote he had a hissy fit and stormed off into his house. We all carried on playing and 5 minutes later, a woman in her dress gown, M, walked up to us. M, what are you doing? FF1, nothing. EM, then why is my son crying? F, we don't know. EM, he just said that you guys wouldn't let him play with you. FS, we asked him if he wanted to play and he didn't want to. EM, well, next time play what he wants to play. ME, we all voted and he lost. She then just looked at us and left. Sorry for the extremely anticlimactic ending. For being a short story that was somewhat good. I am just waiting for the day something bad happens and an entitled parent challenges me. Because usually in these situations the me character is right and the entitled parent is acting like a 2-year-old. Anyways, yeah, that one was by Anthony_up. Go follow him for the story on his page. I will get to work on the next story. Peace y'all. Alright, back with story 3 boys. So let's get into it. M yells at me on a public bus for ruining her child's education. Alright, here's the cast. M, entitled mother, K, her kid, me, the one and only Nazash. I was on a bus in New York City on a trip to visit my older who goes to college there. I had already been on the bus for about 10 minutes when a mother and her son walk on as well. These happened to be the M and K of the story. The bus was pretty packed and I had a few open seats next to me which the two sat on. During this trip, I had been reading a manga. It was Yotsu, and for anyone wondering, manga books are read from left to right and from back to front, so basically they are read in the reverse order of standard comics. The kid who looks about 9 notices I'm flipping the pages backward and asks me why. Here's how the exchange went down. Hey, aren't you reading the book backwards? Isn't it confusing? Me, oh no, it's a Japanese comic, it's made to be read this way, see? I proceed to demonstrate how it is read backward. Hey, well that's crazy. Why do you think they do that? At this point, the M overhears the conversation and decides to join in. Why do you think they do what, honey? Hey, Look, Mum. This book is read backward. Isn't it cool? The M takes the book and lets out a shriek loud enough to garner the attention of everyone around us, but only for like a second. M, why are you showing this to my child? You're going to confuse him and ruin his education. Me, oh I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that. He was curious and I was just showing him how Japanese comics are different to ours. Then he'll want to start reading books backward like that, and then he'll start to do worse in school. Didn't you know he's the top in his class? Me, I'm sorry Mom, I'll keep my book to myself. Would you mind returning my book? No, I think he'll hold on to it so you don't go confusing other people's kids. Me, Mom, that is my property and by withholding it from me you are stealing from me. I suggest you return it now before I call the police. Hey, Mommy, just return the book. Shush child. You're not going to call the police on me over one comic book. Me, Mom, you don't understand how petty I can be. Now if you don't mind, my stop is coming up and I would like to get off with all of my possessions. I pulled the book out of her hands without ripping it and got off the bus. At this point, I could hear her screaming about how much trouble I'm going to get into when the authorities hear about this. But I was never contacted, so I don't know how that was a threat. I am super mega surprised that yeaaaaahhhh let me use this story because he's just a little bit famous. Anyways, yeah, story by yeaaaaahhhh. I really liked this one. It frazzled me then made me laugh when she was yelling in the background. All I can think about there is a stupid lady standing up from her seat and making a lot of people stare. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for Entitled Parents number 2. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified about everything and I'll see you later. Peace.